Children's books, picture books, young adult novels, nonfiction books, and more. I've created all with the help of Fiverr. I've used freelance children's books, picture books, young adult novels, nonfiction books, and more. I've created all with the help of Fiverr. I've used freelance children's books, picture
Hello everyone, welcome to an impromptu live stream of the moon through the Seestar S30 PRO. You can see, if I zoom in, you can see the seeing conditions are really horrible. It wasn't supposed to be cloudy, and then it was cloudy, and then now it's not, but my goodness, look at that. I'm taking a bunch of raw videos so that I can process it later and see what it looks like. And then I'll switch over to a DSO in a little bit. Maybe I'll do some star trails, actually, now that I think about it, because the moon is out. It's still pretty bright. And just clarifying, this is the Seestar S30 PRO, not the S30. I brought that in because the battery was almost dead, and I don't know how long I'll be imaging, so. And switching between them on the same device is a pain. This is my first real use of the Seestar S30 PRO, so I don't know everything about it, but happy to answer questions if anyone has any. And I'll probably keep this live stream going for maybe 45 minutes at most. But I'm hoping to use it some more tomorrow night, if the weather complies. And if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe. I will post a video review of this telescope later on. It'll probably take me a couple of weeks just because I'm having no luck with skies lately. We can look at the full screen, or the wide field here. I think maybe the wide field is more sensitive because I can see my neighbor's house here. It's a little bit more clear. It's probably on purpose. Jupiter's not in view from my yard right now. It's going to be blocked by the tree somewhere up here. And I can switch the orientation so that the neighbor's house is correct, but it is interesting. One of the cool things I like is that I can click on the screen. I'm going to click on this star here, and I can click go, and the Seestar is going to go. Oh, Seestar is moving. Hold on, let's see. Oh, it's because I'm tracking it. So I have to go here. I have to turn off center target, so it's the top right hand button, this little icon here, turn that off, and I can go back here, and I can click on a spot and then click on go, and you can see the Seestar moves to that. This is one of my favorite features of the Seestar. The S30, S50 and the S30 also had this too, so which is super cool. And the S30 with actually the S50 didn't have it, the S30 had it, so it makes things super easy. Hey, as do you know, do those smart telescopes give suggested sublens based on seeing by chance? They do not, unfortunately. But my recommendation, if you're doing Alt-Az mode, is to not do more than 20 seconds, because I think beyond that, you'll end up getting some kind of star trails. You'll have more rejected frames. I haven't tested the S30 Pro yet on how good it is, but the S30 itself, I had issues if I did Alt-Az more than 20 seconds, so I just kept it at 10 seconds, and it gave me some really nice results. But this doesn't give you any kind of target. Like, we can look at the target list, so I'll go back one. If I go to stargazing, it gives me like all the target lists, but there's no other information here, really. There you go, it gives me the coordinates, some information about it, how high it's going to be, and its current altitude. That's about it. Solar system, I'm gonna go to the moon, go gazing. I can go back, and I must say the moon looks really nice. Even though you can see, like, when I zoom in, look at how much the atmosphere is moving. It's really annoying. I wanted to take images of Jupiter today with my C8, but with the ice and the clouds and the wind, there's just no way. Just taking one more raw. Actually, before I do that, let me make some adjustments to see what the options are. It's going to be the same, so I can make. Let me do this. Yeah, so I can change the exposures. I can change the gain. I'm just playing around with it, basically. Yeah, the fog ruins it. It's like dew heaters don't help there. Yeah, right now it's I think it's 92 or 94% humidity outside. It's very muggy. But no like thick fog or anything. I might try and figure out the star trails feature, see how that goes. So this is the new Milky Way option here, so I'm clicking that. You can't see my options, but let's see what this looks like. Interesting. It makes it a little bit brighter. So, but I think, so I'm going to use the joystick fast. I'm going to move it north. I wonder if it moved or what happened here. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so you can't, so there's no live view of that, so it's just taking exposures. So I think the trick is going to be to go to the scenery. And then use this, and then use the joystick, because this is a live preview. It's like 50 milliseconds or something. So I'm pointing it to the north. I'm going to have another neighbor's house, believe it or not. Ooh, this is cool. Look at that. Stop. Ooh, yeah. Does that look familiar? The Big Dipper. Move it slowly. Hey, Simon. Welcome to the party. It's the Big Dipper, and then that points to the North Star Polaris. It's not this one. It's like this one over here somewhere, farther out. But I'm gonna try and I guess I should try and get Polaris in view. Where is Polaris? I don't know if I can see it. Okay, so whatever. I'll just get the Big Dipper in view and try and do Star Trails here. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so I got the Big Dipper in view. I'm going to go back out of scenery mode. I'm going back to the Milky Way mode. And instead of capture, I'm going to let it preview one. I wonder what this option is. Ooh, interesting. Composition. So it can do like automatic compositions. Interesting. Wow, 8K. That's cool. Oh no, I see clouds coming in. Ugh, it's the worst. Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm just going to keep it at original, and then I'm going to do Star Trails. Okay, so let it rip. Yeah, no, the forecast says it's completely clear right now. And it has been for the last 5 hours, 4 hours, but it has not been. Oh, cool. This has an autofocus on the wide angle camera as well, which is nice. Because on the S30, it just had a fixed focus at infinity, which was fine. So this is interesting. It's doing 10-second exposures. Yeah, look at those clouds. Let's see, I can make some adjustments. Oh wow, it has a background extraction. It says when enabled background, yeah, seriously, it doesn't stay long enough for me to read. When enabled, background equalization is applied to improve uniformity, enhance the target, and reduce light pollution. Interesting. Look at that, stars are trailing. But so are the clouds. How long of a Star Trails image do you think I should take? I'm at 90 seconds right now. Hello to the 15 people watching. I'm looking at, let's see if I look at the Seestar, the images I've taken earlier. Alright, so I got, this is my one image of M42 before the clouds rolled in earlier. Is the unit at ground level, or do you have it on a tripod? It's on a tripod. It's on a probably a meter, 3.5 feet off the ground, give or take. This is actually not bad. This is just a 10-second exposure of Orion from earlier tonight. Is that the stacked image? Oh no, I guess, did I had 8 images? Maybe I had 8 images. I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, I did. I guess I did have 8 images, so that was 80 seconds. Huh, cool. This was one. And then the clouds rolled in. And I tried doing a mosaic, and then some lunar photos. It's very icy right now outside. I almost fell with the Seestar, or slipped and fell with the Seestar. Oh, look at that, star trails. It's funny, like when we see frames like these, we're usually discarding them. But here, we're trying to do this. Yeah, I wonder how that 8K composition of star trails would look, because the Seestar would need to keep moving. Huh, I gotta try that out. Maybe I'll try that out after the stream is over. See how that looks. It'll be good test data. Oh, flipping it doesn't actually give me any better view. So I'll leave it like this for a little while. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. Just gonna take a screenshot for the Discord. That's cool. I can do up to 60 seconds for each Star Trails image. It's good to know. Good to know. Ooh, this actually looks kind of nice. Contrast all the way. No, 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 no. I don't want to leave that. I think a little bit of contrast is nice. Cool. No AID noise in this mode. I'm just going to see what auto DBE does. Woof. That looks terrible. When you just wash this stuff out. My neighbor's house, the roof is a little brighter. There we go. Yeah, I think the clouds are ruining it. You can see more clouds are coming in. Yeah, it's the worst. There we go. One thing I'm curious about is if the individual frames are getting saved. Doesn't look like it. Or maybe it's not here yet. I don't see an option to save all frames like with the regular mode. Interesting. If anyone else has any more questions, let me know. Hey Razorburn, good day. That's cool. You're all the way across the world. Welcome. I will add an invite to our Discord server in the chat for people who want to join. We have quite a few people from Australia in there. Would love more. Yeah, I need more Australian friends for the 2020 and 2030 eclipses, because I plan on going there. I have family in Perth, which makes it somewhat easy, but the next eclipse is going to be near Sydney, which is nowhere close. Oh hey, Simon, you're in Perth. I think I just said I have a family in Perth. Oh hey, wow, we have so many Australians here. Melbourne, cool. Yeah, you all should definitely join the Discord if you haven't yet. There's like, I think 3 others from Australia there. I guess since I'm streaming now, it's 12:55 a.m. for me. Most of the people in this place, in this part of the world, who's not an astronomer or an astrophotographer, is probably asleep. So, happy to stream for my Australian friends. Nice. Wow. What's the future like? Is Thursday any better than Wednesday? Hey, Rural Astro. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try to do them often, and 99% of them are impromptu because of clouds. Yeah, I think they said they're shipping them out at the end of January. I'm not exactly sure. I just got this. This is my first time out with this, and I'm working on the video, so I'll plan to ask my contact at ZWO about delivery dates. You have the opposite weather of us. It's really cold here. There's literally a sheet of ice everywhere outside. I almost slipped and fell while holding the Seestar, which would have been really sad. Yeah, January 31st sounds right. I think that's what I heard too, but I'll I'll ask before I finish and publish my video. The star trails look good. So I'm ready to move to something else if others are interested. We can go back to the moon since there was more people here from earlier than earlier. I'll start a vote. Yeah, the smart telescopes are really convenient, especially the little Seestars. Like I used my S30 pretty often until I dropped it at a star party, then had to get it fixed. So I didn't have a smart telescope for like 6 months, and then I got it, and then I use it in every star party. It's a companion setup anytime I set up my regular setup outside. But yeah, it's great, and I have the S30 Pro as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, I hope it gets to you soon. Oh, the poll is 50-50. Right, the next vote change wins. But it does look like nobody wants to stay on Star Trail, so... Oh, somebody's voting on and off. Oh, looks like Go to the Moon is the winner after a 60-second poll. So I'll do that, and I'll find a DSO after that. Okay, so I'm going to stop this. There we go. Uh-oh, the poll is still changing, so find a DSO, 57%. Oh, nice. Yeah, I only have the S30. I borrowed my friend's S50 for a while. I really liked it. All right, so I think I might change the target. It's find a DSO one 62% to 38%, which is a much bigger. All right, so let's see, where can we go? I can't see the Crab Nebula. We can do Bodes, or we can do M51. M51. Yeah, I was able to see the Dipper, so M51 should be available. Let's look at them. Look at M51. Is it 101 on the list? And 101 is on the list as well, but M51 is fun. Let's see. Right, I'll end the poll, 60-40. We're going to a DSO. Thank you for voting, everybody. Hey, Tommy. Yes, so it's a feature on the S30 Pro. So I'm testing the S30 Pro, not the regular S30 or S50. And the Star Trails mode is a new feature on the wide angle camera, along with the Milky Way mode, which is nice. Do I think the S30 Pro would be a good first smart telescope for people? Oh yeah. If you don't already have the S30, I think this would be great. I take the S30 with me to star parties, like almost every star party, as whenever it wasn't broken, and people absolutely love it. I probably have sold the S30 to probably at least a dozen people this year. I joke that I should walk around with like a referral code, so I get credit for them. But there's a bunch of people I know who actually bought the S30 as their first scope, who live around here, because of the star parties. And a lot of them have kids, so this is like super easy. And it's cheap too, And if you want to save a little bit more money, then you can just get the regular S30, which I think is $350 now. Oh yeah, the S50 is a hit. Yeah, when I borrowed my friend's S50, I used to take that with me too. I'd have a 6-inch SCT looking at something, and then the Seestar imaging a deep sky object, and it was always killer with both adults and kids. Less so with people claiming that, it's all CGI. Hey, look at that. We can see M51. If you look at the framing, let the thing load. You suspect that US customers may get them earlier, as ZW has local distribution center, whereas Aussies wait for them to ship from China. Yeah, that's true. I did not buy this. ZW sent it to me as to test. You'll notice that they sent it to a bunch of YouTubers. I'm one of the less important YouTubers, so I got it like weeks, maybe like a month after everybody else. But oh my god, S51 looks so tiny in this thing. But I don't have access to any more big galaxies right now. M31 and M33 would be like around here. Yeah, but they're going to be blocked by my house. And M42, M45 are just not in the right place for me. But wow, okay, cool. But M51 is starting to come out. You say it is quick from China when you order filters from Player One. That's cool. Yeah, it's not too bad. Like our shipping is really messed up because of all the tariffs and stuff. Yeah, the S30 Pro is still only on pre-order. They're not shipping out until the end of the month at least. January 31st is what somebody else mentioned, and I think that's what I've heard as well. So mine is technically not a pre-order unit. It's actually a test unit. So when they sent it to me, they warned me that it may not work fully. There could be bugs that came with this, but it's a test unit, so we'll see. Yeah, the tariffs set by a genius. Yeah, ZWO. Yeah, I'm happy they sent it to me. I was surprised that they sent it to me because I don't work with them enough. The last thing I tested for them was the CAA, the camera angle adjuster. I think that was back in like last December, so it was like a year ago. And before that, I worked with them on the S30, so I actually thought I'd work with them more, but didn't really basically talk to them all of 2025. And then they're like, hey, do you want to test this? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Send this to me. And then as soon as they said they're going to send it to me, I see all of the other YouTubers uploading their videos. I was like, hey, I missed the first boat. Yeah, one of the main reasons I want to get some data with this is so that I can test this for my smart telescope script. This doesn't do anything. Just leave it like this. Let's see what the auto DB looks like here on an actual deep sky object. Ah, that looks kind of nice. Yeah, look at that. There's a gradient there. And then if I turn it on, gradient, yeah, it evens out a little bit. Cool. I can already see some field rotation lines coming up here. Which for, like shooting tiny galaxies like this, I feel like this is fine because I'm going to have to crop in anyway. Hey, Midnight Data Lab, do I think it's better to order the EQ mount from ZWO site or use another brand's not made for Seestars? So I use my Skywatcher wedge that I've had for many years. It was like $80, I think. So you don't have to use the Seestar brand. Just get whatever you can. And I only have one wedge, so my plan to test both the S30 and the S30 Pro side by side is to just use one of my tripods. And just, it has a tilt head, so I'll just tilt it. Don't need to get another wedge. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this. This thing is really light. You don't need a branded wedge or a tripod. You just need something that can handle the weight, that's sturdy enough. What do I think is the best new feature on the new model? I think the ability to use the wide angle camera, the wide field camera, is the biggest upgrade. Especially since we can now do star trails, we can do Milky Way, which I cannot test because I can't see the Milky Way from here, not even the Cygnus area. But I'm looking forward to testing that. I think that's the biggest upgrade here. The 585 sensor of the telescopic lens is also a huge win, especially because like I was testing this earlier. Like if I look at like M42, there's the moon. Let's see, where's M42? It'll be there's Sirius. There it is. M42. Like if I frame this, like before. M42 would like take up the whole frame, but like now I can actually use the framing tool, and then like if I go like 2x, like I can fit like half of the Orion constellation here, right? And that gets the Orion Nebula, it gets the Horsehead Nebula. If I adjust it a little bit here, I can probably get part of the Barnard's loop here. So yeah, the bigger sensor is definitely a win. The pixel scale is exactly the same. They have the same pixel size and the same focal length, so you're not going to get any better resolution. But I think the 585 sensor is better. And I think my recommendation right now, since I haven't done a full test with everything yet, is if you already have the S30, it's probably not worth upgrading to the S30 Pro, unless you really, really, really want like a Milky Way mode and a Star Trails mode and a bigger sensor. But all else, like if I feel like if ZW doesn't send this to me, I don't think I would have gotten it because I have the S30 already. And I know in their firmware or the software somewhere they have a hint of the S50 Pro, which I think is probably going to be the better upgrade. Hope that answers your question. That was a big, long-winded answer. It's cool that you don't get bombarded with all the previews all at once. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. It looks like that they were right to delay the release as the added features look to be working as expected. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I saw this at NEAF last year, and they told me they were going to release it in like June or July 2025, and then they're like, "Up, sorry, we're not doing it right now. We'll let you know later." But yeah, I'm glad they waited. It was worth the wait, and I wonder if they rush the pre-order because of CES 2026 that's happening right now. They want to get it on the show floor and try and sell as much of this as possible. So hopefully they're not rushing it. You like the field of view? Yeah, that's why you held off and get the Seestar. Yeah, I agree. The field of view is really nice. This is going to be amazing for when Nebula season comes back around. Like, imagine the Heart Nebula. You might be able to fit both the Heart and Soul Nebula in one frame. Let me see. I should be able to check that. Where is this Cassiopeia? Look at that. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. You can fit both the Heart and Soul Nebula in a big mosaic. Oh, that's gonna look great. Yeah, the field of view is great. Yeah, the IMX585 sensor is gonna make this look really good. Oh man, yeah. Now I kind of wish they released this earlier, but with all the bells and whistles, which can't happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Nebula season, especially in the Cygnus area. Cygnus is below the horizon right now. Oh man, look at that. North American Nebula, Pelican Nebula. Like all at once. This is going to be fun in Nebula season. So we'll see. I'll definitely think about what I think about the scope as I work on my video. So like all these questions are super helpful. So thank you. I'm gonna save the chat and definitely try to address these in the video. Yeah, Galaxy with the nude is good. Yeah, I've been against anything that needs collimating lately, but I just got myself a bigger refractor that I haven't even opened yet, which I'm going to use for galaxies, smaller galaxies. You don't have a need for the S30 Pro is limited to capturing the Milky Way from your location. Yeah, but it will complement the earlier versions nicely, and I can share the S30 with my brother. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking both the S30 and the S30 Pro with me to star parties. I think I need to find. I have like a small group of friends who like doing sidewalk astronomy with me. I need to find out if one of them has like an iPad or something they can use, because switching from one device to another with this is really annoying. Because you need to be Bluetooth range in order to reconnect. Or that's if you're in station mode. I think that's what I learned today. If you're in station mode, you need to be in Bluetooth. You need to connect to Bluetooth if you want to switch devices, or you need to switch to their Wi-Fi, to the Seestar's Wi-Fi. That's one reason why I'm not doing both Seestar S30 and the S30 Pro right now, live streaming, because it's annoying. Sharing is caring. Yeah, like small galaxies on this is really not great. You can see the clouds. It's ruining this. So this is definitely not going to be something I process and try and, yeah, look at that with DBE off. It just looks awful. It's okay. It's okay. We're experimenting. We're just playing around with this. Let's see. I'll start another poll to see if we want to stay here and move to another target. Hey, Space Edu. Hello from India. Hello from Boston, Massachusetts. Let the voting begin. For those of you joining the stream now, I'll post the Discord invite link again. Would love to have you on there. No pressure. Find another DSO, 88%. I feel like nothing's going to beat that. I know whoever likes to stay on M51, I'm sorry. So I have limited views of the sky. Let me see if I can find anything good here. So I know we have M101. M101 is brighter, I believe. So Alcade, so Mizar, so M101 is... Oh, we have Vecta here, so M109 is here, but I guess that looks tiny. Let's take a look at objects that it recommends. Jack O'Neill. Can I zoom in to see Uranus? Nope. Let's see. I think M13 is coming up. We can look at Bode's galaxy. How about that? That one's always a fun one. Yeah, there's lots of galaxies here, so let's try that. Hey, Gemini Sky. We are looking at the Sky Atlas of the Seestar app, controlling the Seestar S30 Pro. Hey, Paul. Welcome. Glad to see you. I think this is clouds. Oh yeah, clouds are gonna ruin things for me. Hey, yeah, Jira. Oh my God, I get like 100 emails from Jira every single day. I know how you feel. I'm sorry, Paul. I hope things get a little bit smoother. Are you working on like a big project right now? I think you said it in the Discord. It's been. I am from the U.S. Yep, from Boston, Massachusetts. How about you? Only 45 left. I'm handing it over to a team in India. Cool, nice. Delegate. What about Saturn, our planet with rings? Saturn is not visible right now. It's going to be on the other side of my house. That's the only planet with rings we can see without a giant telescope, unfortunately. But Jupiter has rings, technically, but it's also going to be behind a tree. Oh, nice. Nice, Paul. Yeah, new as always, like, yeah, I feel that way about some of the projects I'm on now. Need to be done with them. Which eyepiece and camera using? This is the Seestar S30 PRO. It's a smart telescope. It's a tiny smart telescope. Let me bring up. I'll bring up a web page about it. So it's this thing. This is what I'm using. This is what's outside. So it's not an eyepiece, just a smart telescope. Yeah, I do see a cigar too. Yeah, that looks nice. And I think that the top here is, oh yeah, clouds. You can see the clouds moving between frames. Whatever. Tonight's a throwaway. Trying DBE. That doesn't really help. Okay, whatever. From my house, you can see Mars, Orion's Belt, Saturn, and most of the planets in the southern hemisphere in California. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, I have like the opposite view, so I can. This is like north. I can see north. I can't see anything in the south. I can see something in the south for maybe like 30 minutes, and I tried getting Orion earlier, but it didn't go so well. Can you see Rosette Nebula? It should fit nicely in your field of view. Yeah, Rosette is not going to be visible right now, but I can show you what that would look like. It would fit really nicely because it fits really nicely in my Seestar. Yeah, so like, yeah, this would fit really nicely here. So Rosette and the Orion Nebula and Horsehead Nebula are the three things that I really want to image for my review video, but I cannot get the weather to comply. Can I show you the Orion Nebula? I can show you the Orion Nebula on here. It's currently not visible from my location right now. It's behind neighbors' houses, but I did take an image earlier, so let me show you. So where'd it go? Here we go. Yeah, so I took like 8 images of Orion Nebula. This was like 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago almost. I took 8 images, so about 80 seconds worth before it got cloudy. And this is what the stacked image looks like. Not too bad, but not great. Is it better to use Nina or the Seestar app? I saw some posts on image quality issues after the new update. I haven't actually used Nina to control any of the Seestar. That's been on my to-do list for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I've only been using the app. I can't say whether or not Nina is going to be better, but the alpaca, Askam alpaca controls is pretty cool. come on down to San Diego, there's a ton of light pollution, but if you go to the Casino Viejas and hang out with the scope, it's pitch black. That's good to know. Well, good. I would love to go to Southern California at some point with gear, like pretty much anywhere in the Southwest. So I'll look you up, Jack O'Neill. Curious about my experience with Do on these smart scopes. It doesn't appear to be a feature on any of them, but the small. So the Seestar actually has dew heater built in. Hello. Hold on, this is stuck. There we go. I'm trying to get out of it, but this is loading. 1 second. The Seestar has dew heater built in. The Dwarf 3, which I also have, it doesn't have a built-in dew heater you can turn on, but it uses the internal heat to keep dew off. Okay, so does this load? Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'll show you right here. So this little feature here, anti-dew. So it does keep the lens warm, and from my experience, it does do a really good job of keeping the dew off. You just have to remember to turn it on, but it will drain your battery really quickly. So you have to use an external battery. So it even gives you a little, like the tooltip there. Know that this will drain battery faster, and it drains it really fast. So that's why I don't have it turned on right now. And I don't need it right now. It's kind of okay, and I'm gonna bring it in not too late from now. Okay, Seestar, where am I? I'm here. Okay. Let's see. You've never had a problem with dew on the S50? Yeah, I was trying to. Yeah. I do it if I know I'm going to be out for a long time and the dew point is too close to the temperature. Like tonight, I actually would have done it tonight if I knew I was going to be outside, or if I was going to be imaging for a long time, but I'm not. This can fit 4 Galaxies here. The S30 can only fit 3 of these. The NGC 29776 is a little bit too far away from usually. If I'm trying to get all three of these in here, this one's a little bit too far. Get Skyview Lite for Android. It's awesome for locating everything. It uses your phone sensor. Cool, thanks. I may have Skyview. I use Sky Safari on my phone a lot, which I really like. Let me look at my apps. I have Sky Safari. I use Stellarium. I use Starwalk 2 and Star Tracker and Google Sky Map, which I don't use much anymore, but it used to be one of my top ones back in the day. Oh yeah, dew is a problem everywhere. Like here in the Northeast, it's 92% humidity right now. It's like walking through a shower. Yeah, I don't actually know what the Dwarf Mini's dew heating situation is. I haven't looked it up. I know the Dwarf 3 is because it has like the little flat configuration. It can use the internal heat to keep the lens warm, but the Dwarf Mini is a little is different. So I don't know. I'll have to look it up. If you find out, let me know. I don't have the Dwarf Mini. Right now you have the next 2 hours. You can buy the Hubble telescope with the app. It projects its path, so you can predict where it will be. Cool. Yeah, I like apps that can do satellite tracking. I love trying to catch the ISS whenever it zooms by. Didn't think Google made a star map app. Yeah, they have a Google Sky Map. That was the first one I ever got because I was always an Android user. That's probably one of the first apps I ever downloaded on any smartphone when I got my smartphone, and I realized they had that. I know the iPhone, or the iOS, also has a really nice Apple-made one. My wife uses that one. But yeah, Google Sky Map is pretty outdated now. I just turned it on. It looks like a cartoon. So definitely, if you want to try something, um, Sky Safari is probably the way to go. There is a free version of it. I use the Pro version for no real reason because I can get away with the free version and it works just fine. Stellarium is also excellent. The mobile app isn't as good as the desktop app, but it works pretty well. And then Star Walk 2 is another recommendation for me. I think I have a video on apps that I recommend. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I guess I have a video on 5 web apps, web and mobile apps for solar eclipses, which I think I do talk about. I'll put it on there anyway. What would the 3 circles like object be in my stacked image? The 3 circled apps. Do you mean like what would these look like? I use a desktop Stellarium to control your scope. Cool. Yeah, Stellarium desktop is amazing. I haven't used Stellarium to control a telescope. I think I tried a long time ago before I discovered Indy, and then eventually Astroberry, and then moved on to Nina. No, what it looks like. What my flats look like. Oh, what would 3 circles like object be in my stacked image? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, huh? Do you post that in the Discord? It does look like. I mean, that would indicate dust motes, but hard to know without seeing. Sounds good. I'm gonna try the AI denoise and see if it's. I know it's gonna be software in the app and not hardware, but I'm gonna try it anyway and see. DBE looks interesting. It looks good as long as you don't have any foreground objects. It's been a while since I've tried the denoise in the S30, but I think S30 Pro is taking about twice as long. I think I remember it being 30 seconds on the S30. Oh, let me close this. Oh, there you go. It took a while. Yeah, it's probably because of the bigger sensor. It's probably taking a while to do, but did it. It's interesting. Did they? Yeah. Well, one of the feedbacks I had for them was let me control the strength of it because I feel like it makes things a little bit too smooth. And it makes it look a little bit weird, so it's not too bad. I'll save this. Oh, and then it looks like they have a. Oh, that's cool. Can I? Oh yeah, look at that. I can crop in. Cool. That's new, I think. Oops. Okay. And then I see export. I see. Okay, I think that's how it's done. These computer scopes are awesome, but to really enjoy the hobby, go old school, looking through an 8-inch telescope and at say Saturn, you can see the rings and it's sideways. It's totally different. Oh yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, like I love doing visual astronomy too. Yeah, like nothing beats seeing these visually. I've seen Cigar Galaxy and Boat Galaxy both visually through a giant 25-inch telescope at my astronomy club's field. So that's amazing. I've seen M51. I've seen the Veil Nebula, which like blew my mind. Like I never thought I'd be able to see a nebula, like the structure of a Veil Nebula. It's interesting. And yes, as Sia said, they're for different purposes. You know, like these things let me live stream to you more easily. I usually live stream through my regular telescope as well, but this just makes it a little bit easier to get started. Mac movement, you need one. Yeah, I agree. Order link is in the description. So it's 1:39 a.m. for me, and I think 2 a.m. is going to be my cutoff for this stream. I have early morning meetings. I wasn't planning on live streaming, but I just couldn't resist. I was going to do it earlier if the clouds didn't screw me over. But it'll be about a 90-minute stream if I end at 2 a.m. And with that, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's joined and spent some time with me tonight. It's always fun. I'm going to pull up Stellarium and see if we can find another object to look at. Yep, agree. Do it this way. There we go. So we can see both Stellarium and Seestar. Thanks, Razorburn. Yeah, thanks for joining. It's always fun. Especially when people from Australia join. That's always really fun. That's the south. So let's see. So what I can see is probably these things. Ooh, M3 is out. Oh. It might be a little too low. It's gonna be M94. I'm trying to look for something that's a little bit bigger. Polarissima cluster, that's a good one, but I think the moon is going to be behind a tree now. We found it on Sienna. The Dwarf 3 and Mini is engineered with an automatic lens heating system that activates during use to prevent fogging and dew buildup. Interesting. They did that. They did that with the Mini as well. Cool. That's good. Good to use the heat that's already being built. Oh, look at that. There's the rose cluster coming up, M5. M3, M53 is another good one. But these are just so tiny, you know. Although there are 2 globs here. I wonder if I can fit 2 globs at once. So let's look at M53. So these 2 screens you have now, is that the app on the scope, or is that something else you're using? So the one on the left here is you can see it says iPad. So I'm screen sharing my iPad. It's using the Seestar app that's connected to the smart telescope, which is currently in my backyard. The Seestar is connected to my home Wi-Fi, and I'm kind of controlling it through my iPad, and I'm just screen sharing it through an app called AirPlay Mirror. On the right side is Stellarium. It's one of the apps that we've been talking about, planetarium software. Super, super interesting. So this is what M53 and NGC 5053 looks like. It's going to be super tiny, but I think I'll switch to it. Oh, yeah, I just saw your second part, that you're thinking about purchasing the scope, setting up on your roof, and hanging out inside. Yeah, you can totally do that. That's basically what I'm doing now. It's in my yard. The only thing I would say is, if it's on your roof, you should watch out for vibrations, because it will reject frames like once it starts seeing star trails or disturbances in your images. So if it's like on a building roof, it's probably fine, but if it's like on a house roof, there's a lot of vibrations in a normal house. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, I'm going to switch to these 2 globs and see what we see. Oh wait, I was actually going to check how high these are. East, yeah, the Arcturus M3. Yeah, I should be able to see this. Yeah, I should be able to see this. Let's go for it. Switch. And I will say, I do that with my regular setup as well, with with Nina set up, connected to my home Wi-Fi. I'm inside while it images for me. Let me see if I can find a photo. I'm waiting for this to load away from M81 and M82. There it is. Oh, look, it's just barely over a tree, but we can see M53. We see NGC 5053 and Diadem, which is a bright star. But oh man, I can't really see the other cluster. It's just so tiny. Well, I can kind of see it. I don't know if it translates in the YouTube video, but there are a couple of pixels here, bright pixels. But M53 is much more visible. This telescope definitely does not have the resolution to really separate out the stars there. But interesting. And this is probably a tree somewhere. It's not the best image, but this is one of my setups that I usually use. This is the Ascar 91F with an Astrocam and a mini PC. And this is actually the ISS, the International Space Station, flying across the sky. You wonder if there's a way to let the scope have exposure over time, say hours, and then you show an image for a clear picture. Yep, that's basically what this is doing. If you look up here, you can see it says 2 minutes, 10 seconds. So it's been taking 10 seconds exposures and it's been adding them up. So now it has 2 minutes of data. And you can keep this going for as long as you want. I've seen some people do like 40, 50 hours on objects and they get some amazing detail. So you can definitely do that. And it's definitely built for that. I wonder what happens if I do a DBE here. Oh, it's not too bad. Verdict about the telescope? I like it, but I think it's still too early. I need to do a proper imaging session with it and compare with the S30. I was hoping tonight would be a start of that, but the clouds kind of just ruined everything. I'll have some time tomorrow night, but I'm supposed to be working tomorrow night from like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., so I don't know how much time I'm going to have. I'm going to try and set this up before I have to start working, and then compare later. Do I have a clear shot of the ISS or too fast? I mean, I've never actually done a tracked image of the ISS, just wide field. And, you know, in wide field, it looks really slow, but if you're actually trying to track it, it's super fast. I've never done it, so. But I think there's at least one person in my Discord who does do ISS imaging, which is super neat. I'll put the invite link in the chat again. Just so you all have it. 40 to 50 hours. The scope would have to be out during the day as well. Wouldn't that damage? Yeah, so people don't do it, 40 hours in a row. You would do it, you'd do like, 8 hours one night, 8 hours the next night. And then you can stack all these images later on. And I have scripts that will help you stack those. So what you do is you click on this little option here to save each frame. So for me, it's saving each of the 10-second frames. So if I go to my gallery, click on Seestar. If you look here, like M53, it actually has 53 frames. So it took 5 minutes, 30 seconds worth of images from today. It has 95 frames of M81 here, 77 of M51 here. So, it's you can just do it that way and then stack them later. So you don't have to worry about it pointing it to the sun. Although there's a solar filter for this, so you can take images of the sun. Is that a dynamic background extraction? Let's see. Start. Yeah, right. It's cool, right? It's like a new thing now. This little option here. So you click on adjust, and you can't see my fingers, but you click on adjust, and then this little left button here for DBE, and then and then it's there. You can turn it off and turn it on. It seems to work pretty well. It evens out the background, I think. Now, I am not sure if that exists on the S30. I didn't see it the last time I used it, which was about a week ago. But I'm hoping I can test it out tomorrow. And then I'll see if it's there too. No promises on whether I can do a live stream tomorrow just because of my work situation, but I'll try for sure. Oh look, hey, NBC 5053, I see some stars. I see some pixels. Does not look like a glob. It's on the S50. Oh yeah, then it is for all of these, all of the telescopes. Cool. Seems to work pretty well. It did freak out earlier when I had my neighbor's house in the foreground, and I was also on Star Trails mode, so maybe it doesn't like DBE on Star Trails mode, but oh, nice. 5,000 images of M83 is amazing. Oh, nice. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, you join. I think I saw you on the Discord. Yeah, feel free to reach out with questions, and I have plenty of videos that help. And the last update was amazing. Yeah, this is nice if you want to stay warm and be inside. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I like these. Yeah, I think the smart telescopes is like a gateway drug to spending more money. Yeah, Mars isn't really visible right now, but it is coming back around. I think end of this year it'll be good. Orion's belt is great now. I wish I could have imaged it. Anytime. Oh, all right, you made me laugh and cough, Paul. I've not taken flats with the Seestar. No, the only reason I haven't taken them is because I haven't noticed any dust motes affecting the Seestar. It's because it's a closed system. I'm not expecting dust to go near the sensor. I don't. Yeah. You can. I have seen it. Yeah, like it's in the options here, right? Advanced. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I can't click on it now, but yeah, I've seen the flats and being able to retake darks, which is neat. Darks I would do again, just because this thing does not have a cooled camera, so. But flats I probably won't take until I see like for somehow like dust motes goes into the thing. So yeah, in that case, Ron was right. You don't need flats. I believe that you don't need flats for Seestars until you see dust motes. So yeah, I guess that turns out DBE. Close this. Saturn will be visible in a few hours from California, Coast Beach, West. Nice app, so maybe 2 hours or so. Cool. That's great. You should look at it. It looks really cool now with the edge-on rings. And Jupiter is at opposition in like 3 days, I think. 2 days. 3 days. I'm hoping I can see it tomorrow. Yeah, if I can see it tomorrow after I'm done working around 10 p.m., I want to live stream that because I look at my history. I've live streamed Jupiter every year for the last 3 years. Gotta keep the tradition going. But for me, that's where San Diego downtown is the worst light pollution. Yeah, and I saw things more south and east. Yeah, it sounds similar to me. Like I can't really look east. That's where Boston is, east and southeast. Just a ton of light pollution there. You just bought your scope in this morning with cap on. Could have redo flats. So yeah, I do that too. Yeah, so if you don't change your imaging train, you can probably get away with doing flats later. So that's actually what I do a lot. Like when I'm out in the field and I don't feel like doing flats in the field, I'll put the telescope in my back seat as is, come home, and then take flats. Yeah, so just don't move the imaging train, and then you can take flats later. That's fine. The only time it doesn't help is if you have like a giant, like at one point last year I had. Yeah, you could do it right now. Yeah, you could do it right now. Yeah, like last year when I was imaging, I had a cat fur somehow got in between my filter and my lens and my sensor. So throughout the night it moved. So like no amount of flats helped with that, which sucked, but you know, it is what it is. But normally I take flats later. If you look at the photo I have on Discord, where I shared my images of the, let me see. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, I'll link it. I'll actually open it here, so you can see. You know, I posted this earlier on Discord. You know, the two Seestars, and then my two telescopes here. So this is my flat panel. This is my artist pad. So this is my flat situation. So I come inside, set my telescope up here, and then take flats at home. Flats inside. I don't do it do it in the yard. 99% of the time. You said you posted in the Discord. Let me see. I haven't been paying attention to it. Oh wow. Yeah, those are some. Looks like those are certain Ron used flats. Ron did use flats. Oh yeah, those look like serious dust motes. Wow. Those are kind of freaky. It's like ripples in space-time. What do your flats look like? Like what do your master flat looks like? You should look at your master flat. If you stretch your master flat, you should see if the dust locations match. I don't really know how the flat frames in ASI Air works because I haven't used that. But in Nina, it's pretty good. It auto calculates the flat exposure for you, and it does everything for you. So if it's just gray, you need to debayer it because I think the flats don't come out debayered, so you have to debayer it so that the colors actually match up. So if you need help with that, just let me know in the Discord. I can help you with that. I think Dave was having issues with just seeing a gray flat panel or master flat, so we can definitely look at that. Yeah, so if you took them last night and you saw dust motes, then you probably did it right. Yeah, it could be that those dust motes are just aggressive, didn't want to get removed. In which case, you know, before you go out next time, get some lens wipes. Not like glasses wipes. You can buy lens cleaners. They're like swabs at the end of sticks that you can use to clean your sensor. That does remind me, I have a video on how to clean your camera sensor from like 2 years ago that I never published. I should do that. If you hear coughing, that's my son coughing on the baby monitor. The only downside of going old school with scopes is when you have to take it inside, back to a bright room, and come back outside, stub your toe. The wide stance frames they use, yeah. That's very specific. Went from super dark outside to I gotta pee, my toe. Yeah, you should not go barefoot at all. Well, anyways, I did lose track of time. It's 2:05 a.m. for me. I said I was going to end this stream at 2 o'clock. So this was really fun. I want to thank everyone for spending some time here. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I will do more live streams. I am going to definitely post about the Seestar as soon as I have more time to test this. I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks I can get something done, if the clouds comply, but this was a lot of fun. Thank you all. I'll cut the stream in like 2 minutes. And always reach out with questions in the comments, in the chat, in the Discord, etc., etc., etc. Clear skies, everybody.